Bonjour, c'est le Mardi Gras. It's Mardi Gras. Let's talk for a little bit about what Mardi Gras is, how it's celebrated, and where it comes from, the history behind the holiday. First of all, quand? When does this celebration take place? Well, Mardi Gras is what they call a floating holiday because it depends on when Easter is. Mardi Gras happens 46 days before Le Pâques. Le Pâques is the French word for Easter. Mardi Gras takes place in February or in March each year, and it always happens the Tuesday before Ash Wednesday, Mercredi des Cendres. It takes place before Le Carême. Le Carême is Lent. If you're familiar with the period of Lent, that is when you sacrifice something for 40 days to represent Jesus' sacrifice, and you give up something that you like or something that's bad for you. So we'll talk a little bit more about how that influences Mardi Gras, what the point of it is. This whole season in between Epiphany is January 6th. That's the date when the three kings came to visit baby Jesus. Between Epiphany and Lent and Easter, this period of time is known as Carnival. So here's a timeline. This is just based on 2019. I didn't change the dates, but Christmas takes place December 25th. 12 days later, we have Epiphany, where the French celebrate with king cake. And then Mardi Gras happens before Ash Wednesday. And then you have the period of Lent before Easter Sunday. This time in between is Carnival, the celebratory carnival period before the less celebratory, more sacrificial, reflective period of Lent. Why does Mardi Gras exist? Well, when you sacrifice something that you love or something that is bad for you on Ash Wednesday, what should you do on Tuesday? If you're giving up chocolate on Wednesday, you eat chocolate on Tuesday. If you're giving up Coke on Wednesday, you drink all the Coke on Tuesday. So you sacrifice something on Ash Wednesday and for 40 days during Lent. Well, before you give it up, you enjoy it one last time. So the idea of Mardi Gras is that you celebrate, you indulge, you partake in the thing or things that you're not going to enjoy for the next 40 days. Usually people give up food, a lot of people give up sweets or chocolate or soda. Sometimes people give up something they just love, like my best friend gave up cheese. That's crazy. People might give up a vice as well, like maybe you're a smoker, so you try giving up smoking for Lent. Maybe you are really bad at always being on your phone, so you decide not to be on your phone for Lent. Something you could try. Maybe try giving something up for Lent this year. Who knows? It could be a good habit. This also used to be called Boeuf Gras. In the past, when they were celebrating this idea of eating and celebrating, these people in weird costumes would march this bull around the streets and then they'd eat it. And then they'd give up meat. So that Boeuf Gras, actually, the word gras means greasy or fatty. Oh, my cat is coming. Gras means greasy or fat. So when people say that Mardi Gras means Fat Tuesday, that's where the name comes from. Where is this celebrated? All over the world. The main place you've probably heard of is La Nouvelle Orleans. People celebrate in New Orleans. Here's my cat. Hi. People celebrate in New Orleans, which is in Louisiana. People celebrate in Quebec, Canada. Nice has a big celebration. Nice is a city in the south of France. Brazil, aka Brazil, has a huge celebration. This is a picture of the streets of Brazil. Now my dog is coming to be in the video too. Uh-oh. Other places that celebrate: Italy, Germany, Belgium, the Netherlands, and more. In New Orleans, people celebrate with parades. There are groups called crews, Krews, and crews create floats and go through the streets throwing beads to people. Here's a picture of Bourbon Street, the main street where they celebrate Mardi Gras in New Orleans. It is packed this time of year with people on the balconies, in the streets, trying to collect beads and see the floats. They actually close school down for the whole week in New Orleans because a bus cannot get through that to go to school. In Quebec, in Canada, they celebrate with a winter carnival. They have a huge ice castle. They have a mascot. This little guy's name is Bonhomme, aka Gentleman, like snowman. Here's the ice palace that they create each year that you can visit. In Nice, in France, they also do a huge parade. They dress up in elaborate, fancy costumes. In Brazil, in Rio de Janeiro, it is humongous during a normal year. This is my dog. This is what I'm dealing with right now. People make these enormous floats that they spend all year creating, and then there are tons of musicians and dancers that celebrate. Usually in Rio, the dancers don't wear a lot of clothes. This is somebody I found that was a little bit more dressed and appropriate for school. In Italy, like in Venice, they celebrate with masks. Maybe you've heard of a Venetian mask. This is what they look like, these really pretty enamel masks. And so they do big costume balls where people dress up. New Orleans specifically, they have groups called crews. These are people who create specific floats for the parade. These crews go way back and are very traditional. If your dad was in a crew, then you're in that same crew and you take on the tradition. Here's one of the main crews called the Zulu Crew. You can always tell who they are because of their black and white face paint. These are the saints. You can always tell because they have these big hats that look like St. Nicholas. There's the Zulus again. You can see the black and white face paint. I forget their names. Rex, I think, the Rex crew. What do people do for Mardi Gras in New Orleans? They wear masks and they wear all sorts of disguises, aka costumes. They dance at masquerade balls, huge fancy dances where you have to wear a mask and a costume. And they have a huge parade with lots of floats. And they eat tons of stuff. Here are some masks. A musk. Un déguisement is a costume, tons of beaded necklaces. Un bal, so here's a costume ball, and people are elected king and queen of the ball. Un défilé is a parade. People throw out beads, candy, and doubloons. Doubloons I'll show you a picture of. Un char is a float. They spend all year preparing these floats. They're very ornate, kind of like the Macy's Day Parade at Thanksgiving for us in America. They eat tons of stuff. One of the main things they eat is called une galette des rois, a king cake. My pets are fighting. Oh no, Saber, get out. Oh no, get out of here. They eat un beignet. Un beignet is a special kind of donut. It's like this fluffy, delicious pillow of donut covered in a mountain of powdered sugar. They eat des crêpes and des gaufres. Here are des gaufres, aka waffles. They eat des crêpes, those thin kind of pancake desserts that you can fill with sweets. Notice that the things that they're eating are very sugary because that's what you give up for Lent. One other thing that they throw off of the floats are doublons. Doublons are doubloons. They're just fake coins. Sometimes they're chocolate filled for little kids or they're just plastic. They throw out des perles, which are beads. One fun fact about des perles, you cannot wear ones that you pick up off the ground. If somebody throws a really cool necklace off of their float, you can't get it if it's on the ground. It doesn't count. They throw out so many of these necklaces that they line the streets. They line fences. They're all over the trees after Mardi Gras in New Orleans. It's crazy. My dog is very antsy right now. I apologize for the pets. And then a few more things. The colors of Mardi Gras are violet, vert, and or. Violet, purple, represents la justice, justice. Le vert, the color green, represents la foi, faith. And l'or represents le pouvoir, aka power. And last but not least, this is the motto of Mardi Gras. It's in French because this traditionally is a French holiday. Laissez les bons temps rouler. Laissez les bons temps rouler says let the good times roll. The whole idea of Mardi Gras is to celebrate, to indulge, to have fun, to live your best life before you enter this period of reflection, contemplation, and sacrifice prior to Easter. Are you going to celebrate Mardi Gras? Have you ever celebrated before? I've been to New Orleans twice in my life, both times for volunteer trips. I went after Hurricane Katrina in 2005 to volunteer to help rebuild some of New Orleans. But both times that I went, I missed Mardi Gras. I never went during the week when they celebrate. So I've never seen Mardi Gras live. I've never done a real celebration. I think it would be cool. If you were to travel, where would you go to celebrate? Would you go to Venice with the cool masks? Would you go to Rio with the ridiculously big parades? Um, and would you consider giving something up for Lent? Have you done it before? Would you start doing it tomorrow? Let me know what you think about this holiday. Au revoir. Sorry for the pets.